Have you ever wondered why the world feels heavier on your shoulders than on others? Why rooms grow quiet when you walk in, or why your silence unsettles those who don't even know your name? Chosen soul, these are not accidents. These are the hidden signs you're not like everyone else. Since the beginning of time, there have always been those who walk among the many, but belong to the few. They carry unseen weight, sacred responsibility, and a light that cannot be extinguished. The world looks at them as strange, misunderstood, even isolated. But beyond the surface, they are the ones written into the unseen script of destiny. Let me tell you a story. It is not tied to one religion or culture, but resonates across all traditions. There was once a young boy who never quite fit in. While others laughed and played, his mind wandered into mysteries of the stars. While others celebrated, he wrestled with questions of life, death, and eternity. One day, in a dream, he found himself standing before a vast ocean. The waves spoke, not with words, but with presence. "You are not here for the shallow shores," the waters told him, "but for the depths no one else dares to enter." When he awoke, he realized that his life was not meant to echo the patterns of everyone else. And perhaps you feel this too. Perhaps you've always known you are different. You can't explain it, but your heart beats to a rhythm the world doesn't hear. You sense things before they happen. You feel storms before clouds gather. You recognize truths others dismiss. And though this difference feels like a burden, it is also the secret proof that you were chosen for more. Take a breath with me now. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Release. In this moment, let your heart quiet down. Let the noise of the world fade. Feel that pulse inside you. It is the whisper of the unseen, reminding you you are not ordinary. But listen carefully. If you ignore these signs, if you bury your uniqueness to blend into the crowd, the price will be heavy. The fire inside you will not die. It will burn you from within. You will live with restlessness, unfulfilled, haunted by the knowledge that you were meant for more, but never answered the call. Do not let that be your fate. This is your confirmation. If these words find you, it is no coincidence. Type 111-444 or 777 in the comments below. Not as numbers, but as symbols of agreement with destiny. Subscribe so you do not miss the messages meant for your soul, because what you will hear today may very well be the turning point of your life. The first hidden sign that you're not like everyone else is this: your spirit never settles for shallow answers. While others are content with routine and surface-level living, you are restless. From an early age, you sensed there was more to life than what eyes could see and hands could touch. You asked questions that made adults uncomfortable. You challenged the normal with quiet rebellion, not to cause trouble, but because something inside you refused to accept falsehood. This hunger for truth is not ordinary. It is the mark of a soul that has been set apart. Like a river carving through stone, you push against the limits of tradition and expectation. And though people may mock you for being too deep, your depth is the very thing that proves you are not like them. Think about it. How many times have you noticed patterns others overlooked? How often have you seen a person's true intentions when everyone else was fooled by their smile? How many nights have you stayed awake wrestling with thoughts the world would rather ignore? This restlessness is not punishment. It is preparation. The ones who are called are often disturbed before they are delivered. It is as if the universe itself refuses to let you fall asleep in mediocrity. Your dreams are interrupted. Your peace is shaken. Your spirit keeps pulling you back to the question, why am I here? But here is the struggle. When you carry this depth, the world will misunderstand you. Friends may drift away because they cannot swim in waters they fear. Family may question why you cannot just be normal. employers, teachers, neighbors. They may label you difficult, strange, or even broken. But in truth, you are none of these things. You are simply awake in a world that prefers sleep. Let me ask you this. Have you ever sat in a crowd and felt more alone than if you were by yourself? Have you ever spoken truth only to feel the room tighten around you, as if your presence itself exposed what others wanted hidden? This is not coincidence. This is the mark. And though this sign often feels like loneliness, it is actually alignment. The creator of worlds once said, "Does man think he will be left alone without purpose?" No, chosen soul, you are not abandoned. You are being refined. So here is the cliffhanger. What happens when your hunger for truth collides with the illusions of the world? That is where the second hidden sign begins to reveal itself. The second hidden sign you're not like everyone else is this. Your emotions run deeper than most people can ever understand. You do not merely feel, you carry. When others experience disappointment, they shake it off in a day. But when pain touches you, it settles in your bones. When joy arrives, it floods your entire being as if you are drinking from an endless well. This is why you've often felt too much for a world that feels too little. From childhood, you noticed this difference. Perhaps a teacher's harsh word broke your spirit for weeks, while others shrugged it off in minutes. Perhaps a friend's betrayal felt like 1,000 knives, while to them it was just a mistake. Even strangers, you felt their energy before they spoke, their sadness without explanation, their heaviness without words. You, chosen one, are not weak. You are a vessel finely tuned to frequencies the average soul cannot hear. Where others see only faces, you sense the truth hiding behind their eyes. Where others hear silence, you hear the weight of what was left unsaid. This sensitivity has often been your burden. Society doesn't know what to do with souls like yours. They label you too sensitive, too emotional, too dramatic. They tell you to get over it, as if you were designed to live at their shallow level. But what they do not know is that your depth is not an accident. It is the hidden sign of your separation. You were designed as an instrument that catches the faintest whispers of truth, because the path ahead of you requires discernment that others cannot possess. Think of the times you felt heaviness in a room without reason. Perhaps you entered a gathering, and though everyone laughed and smiled, you felt the undercurrent of jealousy, bitterness, or pain. Hours later, truths surfaced that proved your spirit was never wrong. Or recall the dreams that came to you uninvited, carrying messages that later unfolded in real life. This is not imagination. This is sight beyond sight, feeling beyond feeling. And yes, it hurts. This is why depression and anxiety cling so tightly to the chosen ones. Not because they are broken, but because they are absorbing more than the human mind was ever meant to process. Your emotional storms are not weakness. They are the proof of your spiritual radar catching signals the world ignores. But here is the danger. When you do not understand this gift, it feels like a curse. You may have found yourself withdrawing from others because you could not explain the weight you felt. You may have wondered why you cry without reason, why your chest tightens before disasters, why your soul aches when others remain untouched. But this is the sign. You are not ordinary. Let me tell you this. There is a saying, the heart that breaks the most is the heart most alive. The depth of your emotion is proof that you were designed to heal, to discern, to guide. Do you not see? What others dismiss as oversensitivity is actually your superpower. Still, here lies the choice. This depth can drown you if you do not learn to channel it. Like water without banks, it can flood your mind until you feel consumed. But with guidance, with awareness, with inner strength, this same depth becomes a river of healing for yourself and for others. So I ask you, Will you drown in your emotions, or will you master them? Will you allow the heaviness of the world to bury your light, or will you learn to walk as one who feels deeply but stands unshaken? Because here is the mystery. Your emotions are not random storms, they are divine signals. The tears you shed are often not for you alone, they are intercessions for others. The restlessness in your heart is not chaos. It is alignment pulling you closer to truth. And though it feels like no one understands, you are not alone in this. There have always been souls set apart, hearts chosen to feel deeply so they could shine brightly. They walked the earth misunderstood, but in the end, it was their depth that transformed nations. Now, chosen soul, ask yourself, why were you given such sensitivity? Why were you designed to carry oceans inside your chest when others carry only streams? Could it be that you were marked for a higher calling? Could it be that your emotions are not weakness, but preparation? This is your second hidden sign. You were never meant to live on the surface. You are here to hold oceans. And yet, this revelation leads us to a greater mystery. The one that explains why your life feels like a constant tug between light and shadow, awakening and sleep. Because the next hidden sign reveals the battlefield you've been walking all along. The third hidden sign you're not like everyone else is this. Your life is a battlefield between awakening and sleep. Everything about your journey has carried this tension. You've lived in contrasts so sharp, they cut you open. Moments of clarity, when the world made perfect sense, followed by seasons of confusion where you questioned everything. Days of great strength when you felt unstoppable, then nights of weakness where you could barely breathe. Times of joy so pure it seemed eternal, then storms of sorrow that nearly broke you. This cycle is not random. It is the constant war between two realities, the ordinary life that lulls people into sleep and the awakened life that demands courage. One asks you to stay safe, silent, and invisible. The other calls you into fire, into purpose, into destiny. Every choice you make pushes you toward one of these paths. Have you noticed it? The push and pull within you. At times, you laugh among friends, blending into the crowd, but inside your spirit whispers, you don't belong here. Other times, you sit alone in silence, aching with loneliness, and yet in that solitude, your soul stirs with visions greater than yourself. This is the paradox of your life. You exist between two worlds. You are like someone standing at the edge of dawn. Behind you is the night, familiar and heavy. Before you is the rising sun, blinding in its brilliance. And every day, you must choose whether to walk back into the shadows or forward into the light. The ordinary can never understand this battle. They live on autopilot, following patterns, never questioning, never stretching. But you, your very existence, is proof that awakening is real. If you were meant to be ordinary, you would have found comfort in sleep. But your dreams shake you awake. Your spirit pulls you forward. The tension itself is the evidence that you are set apart. But let's be honest, this struggle is exhausting. You may feel torn apart by it. One moment you are confident, knowing you are called. The next, you doubt, asking yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm just imagining all of this? Yet even in your doubt, the pull remains. It never leaves you. That pull is the sign. And here is the truth. The greater your calling, the heavier the battle. Shadows do not fight what does not threaten them. If darkness presses against you, it is because your light has already been recognized. Your nights of confusion, they are the attempts to silence your awakening. Your sudden storms of fear, they are distractions meant to chain you to the life of the ordinary. But if you listen closely, you will notice. Each time you fall, something in you rises stronger. Each time you drift, a whisper calls you back. Each time you think you've lost your way, a sign appears, reminding you that you were never abandoned. You, chosen soul, are not broken. You are being forged. The battlefield within you is proof of a greater destiny unfolding. Picture this: a lamp lit in the middle of the night. The darkness cannot extinguish it. It can only surround it. That is your life. The shadows rage, but they rage because they cannot erase your light. And each time you choose awakening over sleep, your lamp grows brighter, piercing through what once felt overwhelming. So when you feel torn, when you feel caught between two worlds, remember, this is not a curse. This is your calling. You were designed to live at the edge of dawn, to be the bridge between night and morning. Others may never understand your battle, but they will one day witness your victory. This then is your third hidden sign. Your life is marked by contrast. You were not created for one side or the other. You were created to walk the path between, carrying light where others see only dark. And yet this realization carries a deeper truth. Because if your life has been a battlefield, then every scar, every rejection, every heartbreak was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to train you. And that leads us to the next hidden sign, where pain itself becomes the secret fire of your transformation. The fourth hidden sign, you're not like everyone else, is this: you are being trained through pain. Look back over your life. Notice the pattern. Each wound, each betrayal, each loss was not random. It was shaping you. The universe does not waste suffering. The pain that nearly broke you became the same pain that carved wisdom into your soul. Others may look at you and see scars. They may see someone who has endured too much, someone weighed down by memories. But what they cannot see is the fire behind those scars, the strength that was forged when you thought you would never survive. Your tears watered the soil of your destiny. Your heartbreak cleared the way for new beginnings. This is why your life has never been easy. Comfort does not create warriors. Ease does not produce depth. Only fire can refine gold, and only crushing weight can shape diamonds. You are different because you were refined differently. Think of the times you were rejected. At first you thought it was punishment, cruelty, abandonment. But now, with distance, you see it was redirection. Had that door not closed, you would still be trapped in a place too small for your destiny. The one who walked away did not ruin you. They released you. The silence of endings made room for beginnings greater than you imagined. This is the pattern of chosen souls. They are stripped before they are crowned. The world takes from them, so they learn what cannot be taken. The fire burns them, so they realize they cannot be consumed. And though you have wept, though you have felt abandoned, you were never alone. There has always been an unseen hand guiding you, even in the valley of shadows. When you thought you had nothing left, somehow breath still filled your lungs, your feet still carried you forward. That resilience was not yours alone. It was planted in you for this very reason. Repeat these words softly now. My pain has purpose. My scars are strength. My suffering was never wasted. Say it again with conviction. My pain has purpose. My scars are strength. My suffering was never wasted. Because when you affirm it, you reclaim it. And when you reclaim it, the pain loses its power to define you. But let me be clear, the world will never celebrate this. They will not applaud your endurance. They will not see the nights you spent fighting battles in silence. They will not honor the way you carried storms without breaking. But their recognition was never meant for you. Your journey was never about applause. It was about transformation. Do you see now? You are not ordinary because your training was not ordinary. Ordinary souls are given ordinary lives. Extraordinary souls are given extraordinary battles. Your wounds were not signs of weakness. They were the very tools that shaped you into who you are becoming. And yet, the gap remains. This training has made you strong, but it has also made you tired. You wonder how much more you can carry. You wonder if you are nearing the end of your strength. But here is the secret. You have already proven that you can endure what would have destroyed others. If you have made it this far, then what lies ahead is not to break you, it is to reveal you. This is the fourth hidden sign. Pain has been your teacher, trials have been your training ground, and though you feel weary, you are closer than ever to stepping into the fullness of who you were meant to be. But there is one final sign that ties all of this together. The hunger for truth, the depth of emotions, the battle between light and dark, the fire of pain. It all leads to a single moment of awakening. And that, chosen one, is where we now turn. The fifth hidden sign you're not like everyone else is this. Your awakening moment is calling. All along, the pieces of your journey have been pointing here. The restless hunger for truth, the unbearable depth of emotion, the battle between shadow and light, the fire of pain and refinement. None of it was random. Every moment was a step, every struggle a signal, every scar a doorway leading to this truth. You were never meant to live asleep. You were meant to awaken. Awakening is not a single event. It is not a sudden lightning strike that changes everything in an instant. It is a slow unveiling, like the sun breaking through the horizon. At first, the light is faint, barely touching the earth, but slowly it rises, casting shadows aside, revealing what was always there. Your awakening works the same way. For years, you have sensed it without naming it. Quiet whispers in your heart, dreams that refused to let you go, pain that demanded transformation. And now the time has come for you to step fully into it. This is why you are not like everyone else. Others are content with the shallow, with the temporary, with the illusions of the world. But you, your soul refuses to be satisfied with less than truth. Even when you tried to silence it, your spirit kept stirring. Even when you hid, the call kept finding you. This is awakening. But here is what you must understand. Awakening is not comfort. It will not make your life easier. In fact, it may cost you more than you can imagine. You may lose friends who cannot walk this road with you. You may be misunderstood, even rejected by those closest to you. You may face loneliness because the path of awakening is narrow. But chosen soul, do not fear this. The same hand that has carried you through the fire will walk with you into the light. You will never walk alone. The question before you now is this. Will you answer the call? Will you step into the identity you have always carried, the truth you have always felt? Or will you bury it, ignore it, and live a life that was never meant for you? This is not a small choice. This is destiny. To awaken is to rise into alignment with who you truly are. To refuse is to live haunted by the knowledge that you betrayed yourself. That is why this moment matters more than anything else. Think of the generations before you, those who never answered their call. They lived lives of quiet despair, always sensing there was more but too afraid to step into it. Their regrets echo in silence. Do not let that be your story. Your awakening is not just for you. It is for every soul connected to you, for every life your light will touch. There is a saying whispered across centuries, when you awaken worlds. This means your courage will ripple outward. Your healing will become the healing of others. Your truth will become the mirror for someone else's soul. You are not just awakening for yourself. You are a living sign to those who are still asleep. So here, at the edge of your journey, I leave you with a challenge. Do not turn back. Do not silence the voice that has guided you all this way. Choose the light, even if it costs you everything. Choose the truth, even if it isolates you. Choose awakening, because your soul was never designed for anything less. If this message resonates with you, declare it now. Type 777 in the comments, not as a number, but as a covenant, a vow to yourself and to destiny that you are ready to awaken. Subscribe, not just to this channel, but to the journey your soul has been waiting for. The hidden signs were never just clues. They were confirmations, proof that you are set apart, proof that you are called, proof that you are not like everyone else. Now, The time has come. Step out of the shadows. Step into the light. Your awakening begins now. And once it does, the world will never be the same again. The sixth hidden sign you're not like everyone else is this: your presence shifts atmospheres. You may not always notice it, but others do. When you enter a room, the energy changes. Some people feel drawn to you, unable to explain why. Others feel uncomfortable, restless, even irritated, again, for reasons they cannot name. This is because you are not carrying only yourself. You are carrying something greater, something unseen, something that announces itself without words. Have you ever wondered why people confess things to you that they wouldn't tell anyone else? Or why strangers look at you as if they've known you before? Why animals seem at ease with you? Or why children stare at you longer than usual? These are not coincidences. Your spirit carries a vibration that stirs what is hidden around you. This can be both a blessing and a challenge. On one hand, people feel safe with you. They sense the depth of your heart, the weight of your compassion, the wisdom in your silence. They pour out their pain, and somehow, just by listening, you bring them peace. On the other hand, there are those who resist you. They feel exposed in your presence because the truth within you unsettles the illusions they live by. Without even speaking, you reveal what they try to hide. This is why your life has often felt lonely. You attract many, yet belong to few. People approach you for light, but rarely stay to walk with you through the darkness. They want your energy, but cannot handle your essence. And so you've learned that not everyone deserves access to your presence. Understand this: your presence is not ordinary. It is a signpost, a mirror, a shift. When you walk into a space, you awaken what is asleep. You disturb what is stagnant. You bring clarity where there is confusion. Even in silence, your spirit speaks. There is a saying: the heart that carries truth will always be recognized, even if unspoken. This is why some admire you without reason, and others envy you without cause. They are responding not to your words or actions, but to the unseen reality you carry. But here lies the weight of this sign. Because your presence shifts atmospheres, you must guard it. Not everyone should sit in your energy. Not every place deserves your spirit. If you pour yourself into everyone, you will find yourself drained, empty, and misunderstood. You must learn discernment, when to shine openly and when to keep your light hidden. And this discernment is not selfishness. It is wisdom. Even the brightest flame must be shielded from winds that would extinguish it. Your presence is sacred. It cannot be wasted. Reflect on your life. How many times have you walked into a room and felt tension rise, only to discover later that lies were being told? How often have you sat with someone who laughed on the outside, but as soon as you looked into their eyes, their smile crumbled and tears flowed? This is not your imagination. This is the power of your presence. But let me remind you, this gift comes with responsibility. You cannot use it for manipulation or pride. You cannot treat it as a weapon. Your presence is meant for healing, awakening, and guidance. The moment you misuse it, it will feel heavy, even destructive. Protect it, honor it, use it with humility. And here is the mystery. Even when you feel unseen, your presence is speaking. The universe does not measure your worth by applause or recognition. It measures by impact, by the ripples you leave behind. You may never know how many lives you shift simply by being where you are. But trust, every moment is recorded, every ripple counted. This is the sixth hidden sign. Your life carries weight beyond what you can see. Others may not understand you, but they feel you. They may not honor you, but they cannot ignore you. You are not like everyone else because you are a walking atmosphere, a moving shift, a living reminder that the unseen is more real than the seen. And yet, there is more. Because if your presence shifts rooms, what does it mean for your destiny? If you already carry this unseen weight, What will happen when you fully awaken into it? That chosen soul is the secret that the next chapter will unveil. Chosen soul, we have walked together through the hidden signs that set you apart, the restless hunger for truth, the weight of emotions that few can comprehend, the endless battle between awakening and sleep, the fire of pain that has shaped you, and finally, the moment of awakening calling you forward. And now, as this journey draws to a close, we arrive at the threshold of your destiny. This is not just the end of a message. It is the beginning of a new chapter in your life. For too long, you have questioned yourself, doubted your worth, wondered if your difference was a curse. But hear me clearly now. Your difference is your crown. Your separation is your confirmation. You are not ordinary because you were never designed to be. The world will continue to tell you to fit in, to silence your depth, to dim your light so others can feel comfortable in their shadows. But destiny does not call the comfortable. Destiny calls the courageous. And you, though weary, though scarred, though misunderstood, have been marked by destiny since the day you drew your first breath. Do you not see how every trial was shaping you, how every tear was cleansing you, how every loss was aligning you? You thought you were being broken, but in truth, you were being built. You thought you were being rejected, but in truth you were being redirected. You thought you were abandoned, but in truth you were being hidden for the appointed time. And that time is now. Breathe for a moment. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Feel the weight of these words settling into your spirit. This is not entertainment. This is confirmation. You are hearing this because you were meant to. But let me warn you, awakening is not for the faint of heart. It will test you. It will strip away illusions. It will demand that you release people, places, and patterns that cannot travel where you are going. You may lose much, but you will gain everything. For what is the worth of shallow acceptance when you were born for eternal purpose? You stand now at the crossroads. One path leads back into sleep, back into silence, back into the life you've already outgrown. The other leads forward, into awakening, into alignment, into the unknown beauty of destiny. The choice is yours. But know this: your soul will never stop stirring until you answer the call. There is a line etched in eternity. Do you think you will be left without being tested? The answer is no. Tests come to the chosen because greatness is never cheap. But just as the fire refines gold, your trials are refining you for what is ahead. And when you rise, you will shine brighter because of what you endured. So what now? You decide. Will you shrink back into the shadows, or will you rise as the sign you were always meant to be? Will you silence your soul to fit into the crowd, or will you declare to the universe that you are ready to awaken fully? If you are ready, mark this moment. Type 111444 or 777 in the comments as your seal of agreement with destiny. Not for me, not for this video, but for yourself, as a prophetic act of stepping into alignment. Subscribe, not just to this channel, but to the voice within you that has been calling all along. This is your hour. The hidden signs are no longer hidden. They are alive in you, undeniable, unshakable. You are not like everyone else, and that is your power. Walk in it, rise with it, live it. Remember this: when you awaken, you do not rise alone. You carry others with you. Your courage becomes their confirmation. Your light becomes their map. Your journey becomes their hope. That is why your awakening matters, not just for you, but for the countless souls waiting for the light you carry. So go now, chosen one. Step boldly into your path. Let the world misunderstand you. Let the shadows rage against you. Let the storms test you. None of it can stop what has already been written. You are destined. You are marked. You are called. And this is only the beginning.